Hi, find the seated posture that works best for you, the one that most supports your upright spine and the most open and fullest bird cage, this basket for the songbird of your heart and of your lungs. Now we are ready for some pranayama, energy regulation. We will begin with some breathing techniques that naturally calm our anxious tendencies, especially if we have been caught in some fight or flight patterns, and also can energize when we feel lethargic or unmotivated, maybe caught in a freeze pattern. First, simply observe the breath. All nostril breathing if possible, allowing the breath to be whatever it is, whatever it wants to be. Ragged and jagged, sharp and shallow. Or maybe it happens to be smooth and easy, full and deep. Begin to practice vairagya, being non-reactive, non-judgmental towards the breath, not judging it as good or bad, perhaps noticing that it is more pleasant or less pleasant. Also noticing that it does respond by simple observation. And that is why simply observing the breath is a pranayama technique. It does begin to regulate the energy by what we know as the Hawthorne effect. When something is observed, an interaction occurs, and there's a result. So feel that, but mostly simply notice. Take your baseline, collect the data, maintaining that neutral stance of the scientist or the journalist. And notice that this practice of vairagya helps you to remember who you are. Now begin to engage with the ocean breath, known as ujjayi in Sanskrit. You're making the sound of the ocean by contracting the glottis at the base of the throat. There's a muscular engagement here, an action that you're taking with the glottis, normally only done when we whisper. We don't use it when we talk. Make an inquiry here and notice that. When you're talking, there is some movement here, but when you whisper, it becomes more internal, and that's because it's narrowing or constricting, which seems a little counterintuitive. But it is by that narrowing that we begin to further regulate the breath. So using the nostrils as apertures or channels or straws, however you want to think of it, and using the glottis to draw the breath in through those channels, all the way down into the bottom of the lungs. And then maybe even more importantly, releasing the breath with control. Emptying the breath fully out through the nostrils. I'm exaggerating it. Once you master this, you can make that contraction at the base of the throat and still have a very soft, quiet breath. But when we first begin, sometimes it's a bit of a Darth Vader effect. Continue to work with that, or if that has been established and you're ready to layer on the Durga or 3-part breath, drawing the breath so deeply down into the lungs that when you place your hands on your belly, you'll feel that the belly softens and expands. On the inhalation, and then as you exhale, you feel the belly draw back towards the spine. So drawing the breath down into the belly, but then into the rib cage, feeling the ribs expand and slide out. Filling up, and then on the exhale, you can feel that the ribs slide in, and then the navel draws towards the spine. So core work on every exhalation here. Inhale, belly, ribs, and then adding in the chest, feeling that rise last all the way up into the throat, bringing the breath. And then releasing in reverse, chest falls first, then the ribs slide in, and then last of all, navel to spine. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly empties last. So like filling up a glass of water, inhaling, fill the bottom, then the middle, then the top. And then exhale from the top first, then empty the middle, then empty the bottom last. And you can add in this beautiful mudra, the lotus mudra, starting down in this sort of bowl, energetically the bowl of the pelvis, not physically the bowl of the pelvis. Palms face you, fingers spread wide, and inhaling, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, and then keep going, pausing at the top of the inhale to open out like the lotus flower. And then on the exhale, coming back in and down. Chest falls, ribs slide in, navel draws back to the spine. And again, as you progress in your practice, although the belly will soften and expand, the ribs will slide out, the chest will rise, but you'll keep the whole core engaged throughout this action. So relaxing, but not collapsing. And then exhale, coming back in to center, moving back down towards those roots that are reaching down into the compost of our soul, the mucky, dark soil beneath the water. And then inhale, floating up through the water, filling up, and then lifting up and out to open to the sun. And then bringing the sunlight photosynthesis coming back down, bringing that sunlight all the way back down into the roots. One more time. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. No longer separating the three. It's one continuous action into the pause. And then from the pause, releasing down. Again, one continuous action. Chest, ribs, belly. Durga, or a three-part breath. Maintaining ocean breath all the while. So you can let go of the three-part breath. That imprint will be there once you've really opened up the belly, ribs, and chest, and then really learn to empty out completely, allowing them to come back into center. That will continue with you through your practice. And adding on to both the ocean and again the three-part breath will just naturally stay in play, focusing more on the ocean breath for Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Bringing your left hand into meditation mudra, index finger and thumb touching, making a little circle here, other three fingers together. They'll rest out and away, but those three fingers are actively moving together and reaching away. Right hand will be in Nadi Shodhana mudra, folding the peace fingers into the palm, or the peace fingers can rest on the third eye if you prefer that. And then just having the thumb and the ring finger ready. The thumb will gently press onto the right nostril, and the ring finger will gently press onto the left nostril. You'll keep the crown of the head pressing to the sky, nose pointing straight ahead. No forcing here. And people often ask me, do you have to do it like this? Could you use both hands or some other variation? And of course, do whatever you need to do so that you can alternate between your left and right nostril as you breathe. However, these mudras are based on thousands of years of experimentation and on ancient knowledge passed down. And they cultivate, embody, and express certain energies. It is believed that we have meridians of energy, channels of energy. The nadis are running all through our bodies. And they begin and end oftentimes in the feet and in the hands, where there are so many nerve endings. So the way that we place the hands, the way that we move the hands is really important, and it is based on many, many years of inquiry and on a knowledge that runs deep. So whenever possible, I follow the traditional way of doing things. And for me, I have found it to be the most effective. So let's begin. Alternate nostril breathing. Nadi Shodhana. Deep breath in through the nose. Feel free to exhale through the mouth if that helps you really empty out, or through the nose, whatever works for you. And before your next inhale, finding the mudra that works for the right hand, you'll gently place the thumb onto the right nostril. Inhale left. Drawing the breath from the glottis, not from the nostrils. Pausing at the top. Switch. Gently press the ring finger onto the left nostril and exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Begin to find that pause at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Best to have the eyes closed here. That's the best gaze inward. Exhale left. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale right. Pause. Inhale right. Pause and exhale left. When you're first learning, just get the rhythm, get the proper back and forth. Inhale left. But as you progress in your practice, exhale right. Try not to disturb the imaginary feather beneath your nostrils. Inhale right. Over time, the breath will be very smooth and quiet. Exhale left. One more. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale right without disturbing the imaginary feather. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale left. And just one more, because there is one other piece that I wanted to add in. Inhale left. Drawing the energy up towards the third eye. And that's why the fingers here can be a nice cue for that. Switch. Exhale right from the third eye without disturbing the imaginary feather. Inhale right. Draw the energy, draw the breath up towards the third eye. And again, exhale from the third eye through the left. Exhale from the third eye through the left nostril without disturbing the imaginary feather. Release your right hand down into meditation mudra. And pause to feel the effects of Nadi Shodhana. Practice at least 10 rounds, up to 15 rounds. You will find that the breath becomes very spacious and subtle. If you do this pranayama technique properly, you will never tire of it. The nuances and the layers of the breath are infinite. Connect with it deeply, and it will sustain you. It will bring you calm. It will bring you peace. Then your mind will be fit for concentration. You will be able to sit in meditation, and eventually, with practice, the self will rest effortlessly into pure awareness.